Well, it's very important. You playing against a team that has multiple champions, NBA champions. You playing a team that is more confident than anybody in the NBA as far as a team-wise, coaching staff, stars, organization, city. This is the most confident organization in the NBA right now. So game one is more important to them because they need to get off to a good start and get a win and to have some confidence to feel like they can win this series. I honestly feel like Houston still has a little doubt because they're playing against a team that, like I said, that has proven to be champions, that even though Houston has the #1 seed, everybody's still looking at Golden State as the best team in the West. So this #1 seed really doesn't matter in this series, but Houston has to win this first game to let them know that they're here to stay.
And I would be even willing to argue, Nick was at Boston last night, saw the crowd there. I'm not saying Houston has bad sports fans, but they're different than the other 3 teams that are left. When you go to Oracle, we know what we're going to get there.
Oh, man.
I mean, they've had the biggest home court advantage in this 4-year window. In the Cleveland, man, they're going to give it to you there, and the Cavs played tremendous there. We saw what Boston provided yesterday afternoon. So of the 4 teams, Cleveland, Houston and your fans, man, we need you to step up tonight. Winning one game, people don't realize in a series like this, it's 25% of your work is done.
Right.
You got six other games to get the other 75% done. So getting game one is monumental, especially for a team that has the history and I would think the lack of overall confidence that Houston has compared to Golden State, Nick.
I know how important it was in this organization for them when they got the #1 overall seed, when they de facto clinched it with a couple weeks left. They hadn't officially clinched it, but they knew with a couple weeks left, we did it. That was something they were focused on. They thought was a real possibility. They thought they had squandered the opportunity when Harden went down. If you remember the couple weeks he missed earlier in the year, they lost, I think, 4 games in a 2-week stretch, and they thought, well, there was our chance. But given the injuries Golden State had, and then the Rockets went on this insane tear when everyone was healthy, this was a big deal, top to bottom in the organization. If they lose it in 2 hours and 20 minutes tonight with one bad game one, the deflating nature of that, I think, will be hard for them to get over in time for game 2. And they fall down 0-2, this series is wrapped. If they fall down 0-2 with both those games at home, it's over. So, like, I think this game is drastically more important for the Rockets than for the Warriors. I'm picking the Rockets to win. Baked into that is they are winning tonight's game.
How do they win tonight's game? What do they need to do? What's their game plan? What should they focus on?
Well, a lot of what we said, they got to feed off the crowd's energy. They got to come out and just be Boston. You know, Boston, even though we're the home team, they still felt like they were the underdogs, and they came out and played like they wanted game one. They played with a sense of urgency, even though it was game one in the series. That's what Houston has to do. They have to go out there and play like this.
It helped Boston. They didn't have an opponent. They basically
yeah, well, they didn't show up, but we all know that the Kang and the guys are not going to show up like that game two.
Right.
So Houston, you have to have that same sense of urgency Boston had game one.
And also the hustle plays, the things that necessarily aren't on the stat sheet. I want to see, especially in the first quarter, how Houston does that. Loose balls, rebounds, deflections, all those things that we're not going to have a whole bunch of conversations about besides shot making. That's what I want to see, because that in the Boston series, that is where you could see the Celtics had a tremendous edge yesterday over the Cavs.
Just to talk about the importance of game one for another moment, I think the pressure right now is squarely on the Rockets. They're the 1 seed. I think what we're saying here, people nationwide are saying it, no matter what city you're in, about how important this game is for them. If they win game one, I believe, Stephen, the pressure flips directly to the Golden State Warriors. Because a team that we've talked about all year long that went 50-5 in the Rockets with their best 3 players, if the Warriors are in a spot where if they fall down 2-0, you're really going to beat this team 4 out of 5? You're really going to beat this team at least once, either game 5 or game 7 on their court, and win all 3 of
I think it's
games?
really hard to do that calculation, Nick, without pitchers. All right? It depends on how those 2 games go. All right? Because, yeah, you can leave and be down 2-0 and still have confidence depending on how the games go. You feel like, man, we almost got them figured out. We might have had a bad quarter. We might not have shot the ball as well. We believe we're going to play defensively. So we shouldn't predict what the series is going to be after 0-2 without seeing what the pitchers are and how those 2 games were won and lost.
Well, and you also can lean on I don't know a defensive coach that's on that Houston Rockets roster. I know Mike Brown. He's a great defensive coach, and I know they can make adjustments to stop James because they have in the past. I don't know if Houston has that defensive coach or the defensive guy to make adjustments to kind of frustrate or stop Golden State. I don't think they have that there, so that's going to be a big question, what they're going to do defensively, because the whole year, their offense been their defense. They've just been playing up and down, and if you make Capella make plays, it's going to be hard to beat Golden State.
Then why do you think their defense, they had the 6th best defense in the regular season, they have the 2nd best defense thus far this postseason? Why do you think they've been successful defensively?
Golden State?
No, that's the right. That's Houston.
Oh, well, Houston's been successful because they make you take tough shots. On offense, they get every shot they want. The whole year, James has been getting layups, lobs. They've been getting every shot they want. So they kind of like Golden State. Their offense is the defense. We take great shots, make you slow it down, and walk it down and score over all 5 of our guys. That's really the best defense in the NBA right
And
now.
also the mentality of people like P.J. Tucker or Ariza. They bring an overall toughness.
I love Ariza.
That I believe has carried over to James Harden. You can say anything about the other 4 players. James Harden is a better defender in 2017-18 season than in any other season that we've seen him.
Who's the Rocket best equipped? Nobody's well equipped to guard Kevin Durant. Who's the Rocket best equipped to guard Kevin Durant?
It's the same way as LeBron. You can't stop this guy. You just got to make it difficult. It's going to be a collective effort. It's going to be Ariza. It's going to be P.J. Tucker. Gerald Green might have to guard him a couple times if guys get in foul trouble. But I want to see KD guard James. A lot of people know this. James struggles when he has length that guards him, that can move their feet. He struggles. So that might be a situation we see in this series, too.
That's interesting, because I think most people anticipate Clay's going to be on James. KD on James, listen.
Yeah, but they switch so much.
Right.
Absolutely.
Now, Houston can get whoever they want.
On James. Out of pick and roll.
Yes.
Exactly.
And that's something, I know we're going to talk more about this series later. That's the thing I'm looking for, is they're going to try to hunt down Steph Curry, and we can get into that more later.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart.
All right, Stephen, we'll talk to you in a little bit. Coming up here, could LeBron James and Kawhi